Hello, and welcome back to the 6th Street Underground, a Zenless Zone Zero fan cast discussing all things ZZZ. As always, I'm your host, Eric, and I'm joined by my ever-wonderful co-host, Brian. Hi, Brian.
Hello.
How are you, Brian?
Oh.
You wanted to say something so bad, and nothing showed up.
Yeah, no, I had nothing for this intro.
It's a special one today. It's
Every day with you is special.
Every day is special when you're with your best friend and you're talking about a game with season one's end. Hey, it's season one's ending. It's the end of season one.
Don't be too proud of that. That was really bad.
I'm so proud of that.
That was so bad.
I fell into it. It was so good. So this is a special episode today.
What makes it so special, Eric?
It's so special because we're gonna try something different for this episode and the next episode, so that's going to come out 2 weeks from now, which would be this. Normally we would do this at the end, but we're not going to have time to do it at the end, so I'm going to do it right now. For the episode is going to come out on the 29th. We are going to do a little activity to celebrate the end of season one before we get into season two with all of the new characters that we're all very excited about and all the new things happening.
Oh my good golly gosh, Eric. What is this fun, exciting activity we have?
Aren't you excited? We are going to upset every single person who listens to our podcast by I'm trying to build this up, and then I remember that it's going to be in the title of the episode and the episode description, so it's not a surprise. We're doing a knockout character versus character to figure out the best character from season one of Zenless Zone Zero.
Oh, that's easy.
That's what we're doing. Yeah, it's been bigger, and thanks, guys. We'll see you later.
Yep. It's actually just Bag Boo.
It's just Bag Boo. Hey, that's going to be our Patreon stretch goal when we have a Patreon and stretch goals. Is we'll do the same thing, but for the Bang Boos.
Eric, you can't threaten people and then ask for money. That's called robbing them.
Money, please. We're gonna do a knockout. Now there are gonna be some stipulations for the way we're gonna do this. We're just gonna do S rank characters. If there's a lot of push, we could do A ranks, but with S ranks, there's already 22 characters, which is a lot to talk about. We're gonna do a double elimination tournament. So what that really just means is we're going to pit character versus character, and whoever loses, they go down to the losers bracket, and then we work our way through that. And the losers bracket has the chance to kind of come, the winner of that can come back up and challenge the throne. So really you have to lose twice to be knocked out. Do you want to share, Brian, what our categories are for this tournament?
No.
Cool.
Leave it a mystery. No,
we'll wing it.
We went back and forth, and ultimately we could only come up with 3 that made sense without just constantly repeating itself. So we are going to do on combat and team potential, aesthetics / aura, and then narrative and lore. So we have combat, looks, and books.
Story. Combat, looks, and books. Swords, looks, and books. And I will stamp right now that combat potential is going to, we can probably debate this. I imagine we're going to default to where the game is at currently.
Oh, I was going to base it off
to
of
when they came out.
Where it is 6 months down the line.
Listen, Brian, I know you want to be smart. I'm just saying, when some characters first came out, they were cream of the crop. Combat wise, but now they're kind of mid, as the kids say.
The kids
do
be saying that.
If you're upset about where our rankings are, that's fine. The other thing I'll say is this is all completely subjective. This is all subjective. We're going to do our best to kind of work our way through it. But if we put your favorite character somewhere low, that's not a personal attack on you.
It really actually is Jimothy.
It is right in your face, and definitely not a representation of our own biases.
I am the most unbiased. Me and my waifu pillow of Yanagi are completely unbiased.
People who've been listening for all of our episodes are so we already know who are in the top 3. Why are they doing this? Yanagi's going to be up there somewhere.
Maybe, unless we get a fun matchup early on.
yeah, we have not seen the matches yet. In just a moment here, we're gonna open up our link and see what we're dealing with. Yeah, man. Anything you want to add before we see what we're dealing with?
F's in chat for Lighter getting knocked out round 1. That's my prediction.
Yeah, that's the other problem is like we're going to talk about combat, but if we don't have them, it's going to be hard to talk about their combat. So we'll deal with that.
In the professional way no one's come to expect.
Exactly. All right, I'm going to lock the tournament in.
Lock it up.
It's starting. Click that link for me. Let's see what we got.
Oh, my.
Jeez.
Oh.
Oh, jeez. Uh-oh.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
Okay. All right. Some people who got an early buy that probably is going to carry them farther than they normally would.
Yes. And some people got some pairings that are, so let's our first wave here. You know what? Let's just go through it. Let's go one by one and enjoy the splendor. All
right.
Number 1.
Round 1,
Yanagi.
match 1.
Yanagi
and Astra Yao. So, damn.
Oh, no.
Rough for Astra Yao to go out so early.
Brian, I'm going to fight for Astra Yao a little bit here, actually.
I mean, no. Yeah. This is a bad matchup for Yanagi.
This is a tough one for Yanagi. So, because this is the combat potential, Yanagi is very good, and she works on a lot of teams. We can play her with Bernice. She's really good with Miyabi. And pretty much anybody. She's fun with Vivian, who just came out as of recording. But
no, I'm going to be honest. Yanagi is like S tier combat. Astra Yao literally is just auto-include on every list with maybe a couple exceptions.
It's going to be really hard for someone to knock Astra Yao out when it comes to combat potential because she does everything on every team and just plays well with. Is there a team that doesn't appreciate Astra Yao on it?
Honestly, I don't think there isn't a team where you could just build if it's 2 anomalies or stunner DPS, you just throw them with Astra Yao. I don't think there's a single list where Astra Yao doesn't at worst. She's a net neutral. I think she's a net positive for basically any list switching her out for any other support.
Yes.
Maybe if you wanted to push for like Bernice and Jane, Caesar might still be better because Jane's shield.
But even with Caesar on that team, unless you're doing like survival based content where most of the content is like as much damage as you can as fast as you can, Astra Yao is going to be better than Caesar.
Yeah. No, yeah, I guess.
I think she's got to win combat.
Yeah, Astra Yao definitely wins combat. Aesthetics.
Aesthetic is tricky.
It is purely subjective, and that is why we both agree without qualm Yanagi takes it.
I really want to fight for Astra Yao here because I really like Astra Yao's aesthetic. And this is where I'm conflicted. Purely like if you were just looking at them standing still, T-posing, or just like as a splash art, I think Astra Yao looks cooler. I don't want to say hotter because this is a whole different kettle of fish. I think she looks cooler, and I like her design. However,
I agree. I think as much as I do like the like office worker vibe that Yanagi has, Astra Yao does have a more unique look to her, which is fair because she's a pop star versus an elite like fighting machine.
Office worker fighting machine.
Yeah.
And I'm not thinking about her costume because I don't think that costume adds that much. I think it's cool, but that's also unfair because they don't both have one.
Yeah.
I think, however, when you talk about ZZZ in particular, it's all about the movement. And Yanagi has. Go ahead.
I was going to say, Astra Yao, as great as part of what makes her so good in combat is what detracts from her as like aesthetic wise is because her whole thing is she's just standing singing.
Yes.
You have Yanagi. I'm very partial to spears, so that's already a cool weapon. But her
ult looks cool.
Her ult is cool. Her fighting style is really cool and fun and flashy. And if you wipe out everything.
Yes.
Half the time her boobs are like doing they're in two different directions because like they have separate jiggle physics.
Yeah.
Which someone spent hours building separate jiggle physics for each one of her boobs.
There was some time put in. I think the reason Yanagi wins that is purely for the pose she does after you use her EX special.
Oh, the walk away,
with the spear in the ground and her like straight leg with her arm over her head and like not looking at the explosion. That's the look.
And you've got it when you do like that perfect the perfect switch or whatever it's called. And
yes.
So she does that hit and like she walks away, doesn't look at it, and then like does the anime like fixes her glasses as like everything behind her explodes.
It's very cool. She definitely wins aesthetic. Lore or story is a tough one for Yanagi.
Really? Because I was thinking
yeah, man.
I think it was tougher for Astra Yao.
Astra Yao gets a whole chapter after her. Yanagi's like just paired with Miyabi's stuff. Like, I feel like Astra Yao has more narrative weight, especially because she also gives us like insight into tops, and like she becomes this vector for all these other things happening. Whereas I think Yanagi's really cool and her chunk of the story is really cool, but she's more of a supporting character narratively. Like, we're not Bell and Washington are not calling Yanagi to help them the way they are like reaching out to Astra Yao. So I'm tempted. I
don't know. I feel like Evelyn is more useful of between Evelyn and Astra Yao. Evelyn's the. I see where you're coming.
That's not who we're talking about.
but you're saying they're calling on Astra Yao when really they're calling on Astra Yao to say, "Hey, is Evelyn in the kitchen? We need to talk to her."
Evelyn can fix it. Yeah.
I mean, this one's tough. I could go either way.
Yeah.
Because Astra Yao was front and center of her thing, and she did get her New Year's the golden.
She got a whole event around her. And like it's frustrating because I think Yanagi's really cool. I think the difficulty they have with narrative telling around her is like her narrative like structure is that she's very good at her job and that she works too much, right? Which is great for her. It does not make as compelling a story.
Yeah, but she also underwent a special ceremony where she partially fused with an Oni to create peace treaty.
I am forgetting Oni blood.
She
oh man. This one's really hard. Can we skip it and come back? It's hard.
I do think Astra Yao edges out just slightly, just because, like you said, I think she pops up more often again in like actual things.
I also wonder if we want to consider like capacity for involvement in the future. I think they can both come back, but I think Astra Yao is more set up to be narratively impactful moving forwards because of her like connection to tops.
I don't know,
and her role as like a public figure.
It's so tricky because also whenever you have anything dealing with hand and delving into hollows, especially the more dangerous ones, Yanagi and Miyabi are going to show up again.
That's true.
But even then, if you really wanted to, it would be Miyabi's going to be the center of anything dealing with hand. And it's more of like Yanagi keeps Miyabi in line. Or she deals with all of the clerical stuff so Miyabi can just everything.
Yeah, just like do Miyabi things. Here is the consolation prize. I'm skimming down the bracket, and I think Yanagi's going to do pretty good if she doesn't win this round. She's not out yet, but I don't know, man. I think Astra Yao takes it. Do you agree?
No, I do. I think it's bullshit, and I think this was rigged. I'm taking this as a personal attack. Just like you declared at the start of this episode, this is a personal attack against me and my thinly veiled love of this character.
Yep. All right. Astra Yao moves on. The next one's going to be a little bit easier, but we have to talk it through. Yes. Evelyn versus Nekomata. Nekomata clean sweep is all I'm saying.
I mean, without a doubt, not only is she still the most relevant DPS-wise. So combat potential.
I mean, this is where like we have to like flag that like for the most part, launch S ranks are not going to do as well probably because the other characters have grown. Combat potential. Nekomata is a carry, but she's a physical damage attacker, which we have that in Jane as well. Evelyn is the fire attacker right now, right?
Yeah.
Full stop.
Yeah, without a doubt, Evelyn. Yeah, Evelyn is she is fire DPS.
I think she has a little bit more flexibility on team building. I know like somebody came out recently that kind of enables Nekomata to do more lifting. I can't remember if it was Astra Yao or if it was Trigger, but either way, like there's way more flexibility with Evelyn.
Okay.
In terms of building your teams.
Yeah.
She still likes Astra Yao because everybody does,
Yeah.
but like give her a stunner, give her some buffs, and she can really just pop off. And she snowballs in that really fun way.
Yeah, Nekomata, like you said, she's on the standard banner.
Yeah.
Which kind of goes without saying. That means she's probably not going to be the cream of the crop.
Yeah. I finally got her. Did I tell you?
Yeah. Well, I think it was in the Discord when you were pulling for Vivian.
Yes, I got her off Vivian. So I haven't built her yet because I don't have a reason to.
Yeah.
And I feel like that also helps contribute who wins this first round.
Yeah.
Because I don't have a reason to build her.
No. Yeah. So Evelyn was an easy sweep combat potential.
Yep.
Aesthetic.
Aesthetic.
Nekomata. She's cool. She's
unique.
She's cool.
Yeah.
Fun little kitty cat girl.
Yep. I like her aesthetic. I love the way they've animated her in cutscenes. Like they give her so much personality in the pre-animated sequences, where like with all the stretchy movements and like her facial the faces that she makes, and like the one video we got recently that was they were getting chased by people in the desert, and she was like whapping someone in the head like a cat whaps people.
Yeah.
That's all really cool. Evelyn wins. Because Evelyn like just
she
top
throws
to
her
bottom.
She throws her jacket off. She's the only character that actually has a costume change mid-fight.
Right now, I think Hugo loses his hat, but he's not technically.
Yeah, but that doesn't count because he's not out.
It doesn't count. She's the only one with the costume change. Like she's all aura. Like
some vibe.
She looks cool. Lots of vibe.
No, just some vibe.
Just a little vibe.
Yeah,
when she
the garrote tying people up with the garrotes and then like running at them and tying them up and exploding them.
When she hooks it on her heel is like the coolest animation she's got.
Yeah,
me.
She has got some really cool animations.
And like the back to the enemy when they explode with we could do this all day. This is an easy one. Evelyn wins aesthetic. Story is trickier. I'm still inclined. Go ahead.
I was gonna say I think Nekomata does win story.
Okay.
And I think for why her combat potential hurts, story helps her because she's been here since the beginning. She's still embroiled in the Pearlman,
Red Fang gang stuff. The Pearlman stuff.
Like so, she's because she's involved with the Cunning Hares. And they're going to be main characters throughout. I think Nekomata has had more lore impact, and will probably come up more often. Because Evelyn, I think, for the same reason that Yanagi kind of lost some points in story, Evelyn is always going to be paired with Astra Yao, where Astra Yao is primarily going to be the main of any story beat involving those two.
Yeah. Okay.
Which, I mean, I guess Nekomata can, but Nekomata is more of a free agent compared to Evelyn and Astra Yao, where they're more of a set combo.
I see that. I'm still not fully convinced. I think Nekomata is really important at the beginning, because she's the reason that we're in this whole mess to begin with, right? Was like the Cunning Hares doing a work with her, and then us helping with them got us in this whole mess. So I think that alone, like with season 1 being the focus, that wins out. I think they can still do some stuff with Evelyn, and I really liked the narrative of her like being this like hit person who was like Astra Yao was her mark, but then like they got to know each other, and it turned her whole life around. But again, to your point, that kind of circles it back to being about Esther Yao, and Evelyn is support. I think it's close, but I think you're right. I think Nakamoto wins that point.
She still goes down 2-1.
2-1.
Yeah.
Yep. Lock it in. What's our next pairing, Brian?
Hugo and Grace.
This one's fascinating. Okay.
Who is Grace?
You know who Grace is. You used Grace for a while. Didn't you?
Who is Grace? I legitimately don't recognize this character.
Koleda's big sister with the nail gun and the exposed tummy.
Oh my god, that's Grace.
That's Grace, my man.
No, she's level 1.
Dude, what?
I never used her.
All right. So this is interesting because now we have two characters Brian's never used.
This is amazing. I was literally I was scanning through. I'm like, who the hell is Grace? Did he mistype someone?
No, it's because you were using Rena, and I kept getting Rena and Grace confused.
Yeah. No. I use Rena.
I know you haven't done all the new story yet. We'll talk about that. Well, look, this is a weird timeline. When this episode comes out, we will have already talked about the story. But while we're recording it, you haven't done it yet. We do get to play as Hugo some in the new story. So I think we can speak a little bit to combat potential. I think Grace, when she came out, or not when she came out, but really early on, was really useful because we did not have a lot of anomaly characters and we needed anomaly.
Yeah.
And so she paired really well with like Bernice or Jane, who wanted like other anomaly application to balance it out. But she is a standard banner launch character. And so she's a little bit clumsy, and she's just been full on
overshadowed by Yanagi. Direct competition is Yanagi.
It's going to be tough.
Just because they're both the electric anomalies.
Right.
Yeah. So
Yanagi's easier to use, does more damage. I really like playing with Grace, and she's very easy to play. But I think, like, having played with Hugo some, he's going to do more damage, period, because he's more of a damager. She's like, Grace is kind of a supporty character, but the amount of support she provides does not balance the amount of damage Hugo's able to do. Also, the way Hugo plays is, even though he is another ice DPS, which we are drowning in, he plays in a different way and enables a different type of team composition because I don't know if we haven't talked about it too much, but the way he's able to essentially consume stun meter to do more damage and then wants to get more stuns faster.
Interesting.
Is different. It's fascinating. He actually will play really well on a double stunner team.
Such a shame that he's getting skipped.
It's tough to be the last one before a new season, man. Because it's maybe on the rerun. But the way he, like, when you start the stun meter and you've got that enhanced damage window, he eats the whole thing up with his EX skill or his ult. But in doing so, like, it's a huge burst of damage and starts the next stun rolling.
Okay.
I think even though Grace is more of a support character, I think Hugo's going to have more longevity, and it does feel like Hugo is set up to benefit from some new characters. I think he wins the combat piece. And since Brian hasn't played with either of them, I'm going to be the de facto
I have played
speaker
Grace just because she's shown up in story before, and so you've played her.
Yeah.
So because of that, my vote goes to Grace because I've actually played her. So she has more combat potential because I can currently field her.
I've used her because I have her.
So booyah.
Now aesthetics is going to be tricky. It's not going to be tricky. I know who I feel strongly about when it comes to aesthetics.
Ooh.
It's Hugo. Hugo's whole vibe is like he's nothing but aura farming. Like he's pure vibe. It's all the posing and like the over the top flashiness, and he has a scythe suitcase.
I will give you
cool.
He's got a lot of cool points.
Yeah.
But I love Grace's character. Like she's fun. She's got a little bit of the tum-tum showing. Her combat is just a nail gun. She just literally shoots nail guns at people. And I also just like that she's kind of a quirky, weird, nerdy girl. And she calls her robots her babies.
That's fair. She doesn't leave. She's not a phantom thief, though, jumping through windows and throwing her scythe at people.
Hugo's a try-hard vampire cosplayer.
Yeah, man. Hugo's really hot. I mean, see, it really is going to come to aesthetic because I think when it comes to narrative, like it's well,
I don't know. Not even
let's
narrative. I don't know.
I know. I think Grace is really cool. I think so far we've done a lot of things like how do they look versus their animations. I think visually Hugo could be more like, again, like in a 2D space standing still. I think he could be a little bit more interesting just aesthetically. But he does have the heterochromia, which is neat looking. He's got the pointy ears. The suit is flashy. But when we get to their actual animations, I just feel like there's a lot more character in Hugo's animations. Like even and like down to his ult. Have you seen his ult posture?
No, I haven't done anything with Hugo, so I don't know
if I can find a GIF. It's got like a really cool kind of like feral look to it, where like he like poses with his like scythe over his back and his arm just like hanging. Dude, the animations for him are excellent. Like, he is an over-the-top vampire, but that's his whole thing, and I don't think we can hold that against him.
I mean, I think you can. I think if there is a look you don't have to just because someone chooses a look doesn't mean you can't judge them for it.
That's fair.
I do like the weapon.
Yeah. The scythe is cool.
Yeah, I don't know. I do think Grace, well, obviously, Grace is not that memorable because I didn't even know who she was as a character.
Yeah, that might be something we should think about. I think I don't know, man. I'm tempted to give it to Hugo here.
Oh, are you tempted to give it to him? Because it kind of sounded like
when we
moved on to this, you said, "Oh, this one isn't even up for debate."
This one's easy because he's not going to get past the next round.
Is he not against Kaleda?
No, sorry. That round he's fine, maybe. The round after that, though, we'll see. Let's talk about story.
All right. Story-wise,
I think this is, again, tricky because I think Grace supports Kaleda's story, whereas Hugo is the driver for his chapters.
But Hugo also has recency bias. So, like, we are in the middle of his story. So we don't know... We don't know where his story is going to go, how much more he's going to be relevant, or is he going to...
Yeah.
Because obviously the story's going to end and then season 2 is going to start and they're going to move to a whole different area. So, obviously we don't know where anyone's story is, but we do know that Grace has been in a lot of the story because you had a whole chapter for Bellabog. They got a whole chapter. They didn't just get an after chapter like Hugo has.
You mean the whole 2-part chapter that we're playing through right now?
Yeah, but it's an after chapter.
Brian, you're working so hard to support Grace, and I love it.
Someone's got to.
It makes me so happy, and it feels so wrong.
Also, I think it's a bit generous to call this story Hugo's. It's clearly Lycone 2.0 plus Vivian.
Yeah,
it's like Hugo is the supporting character. He just He just got top billing because he has a better agent.
He's got a better agent. He is the better agent. I mean, like, okay.
No, I mean, I don't think there's a question. Hugo either topples over Tops or joins them.
Yeah.
Or puts a serious kink in their plan. And Grace made cool robots.
Yeah. I mean, like, he gets... I was on the fence with Hugo, and then I played through the second half of this epilogue chapter, which I don't want to go into right now. But
spoilers, by the time this comes out, we'll have already talked about it.
Yeah, we'll have already talked about it.
But I haven't played any of it because I'm playing it tomorrow.
I don't want to spoil it for him, but I want to say that, like, I think he's a really well-written character. I think they both are, but I think Hugo's a much more dynamically interesting character who is carried by more than just his quirks. And I love a quirky character because at some point we're going to talk about some of my favorites who are just pure quirk. But I feel like Hugo has to take that. And if that's the case, then we can split down the middle aesthetics because I think Hugo wins this round.
Yeah, I think Hugo wins this round.
And let me say, I love the way Grace looks, and she was one of the reasons I started playing the game was seeing her announced.
Sorry, character, I forgot you even existed.
Sorry, Grace. Round 4, Lycone versus Lighter.
So
Combat potential is lighter.
Is it lighter?
Yeah, because like lighter. If you look at like the best teams for anybody who is a fire or ice damage dealer, lighter's on that list. Full stop. Lycone is good, and he's flexible because he's a stunner and he can fit in a lot of different places. But actually, can he? I think Lycone's passive requires.
I think he kind of is locked to another ice, isn't he?
Or his faction, if I remember correctly. Yeah, attribute or faction. So he's not as flexible. He does good stun, but it takes longer to build up. Whereas Lighter, he does not use a lot of field time to build up a ton of stun. And so I think it's also like Lycone was launched and Lighter wasn't.
Yeah. Again, like Lycone suffers from the standard banner release character issue, which I will be interested to see how they address that down the line. If some of these matchups would change if they make up true to their word and all the characters that are lagging behind now are better, even if they're not the best, if they're just better. If they're better, or
and I think Lycone's gonna be interesting. I think he really plays well alongside Hugo, and Hugo wants both Lighter and Lycone as far as I know. But like new characters will enable some of these old characters. But yeah, like right now, I'm hoping they update it. But also, like, I think you and I, if we do the same thing in a couple of years, we'll probably have multiple copies of Lycone, and a Max Mindscape Lycone may be totally different. I don't have him there yet. Lighter wins combat. Aesthetics?
That one's tough. That's
a tough one.
They have a similar aesthetic.
Yeah.
They're both fighters, so they both kind of got that brawler stance going on. So it's your choice between Butler Werewolf or JoJo reference battle brawler.
What does your heart tell you? Because I
like Lighter more than Lycone.
Okay.
I like them both. I like just that slightly bit of silliness to Lighter. Okay. Like Lighter is a tough, but also like he's goofy, and no one else, like almost no one else really like knows that about him. You know, we do because we got to see like some of the other stuff.
Yeah.
But like, so everyone's like, oh, he's this super terrifying, like scary guy. And then he's just like, in his head, he's like, man, I sounded super, super dumb when I just said that line. And everyone else is like, that's the coolest line ever. So like,
he knows he's kind of a dork.
Yeah. So I mean, I like Lycone. I think that, you know, who doesn't like battle butler, battle maids? They're always a cool.
I really like the way he I like his combat animations with like the aggressive kicking and everything. Like he's very clean and proper, but when he starts fighting, it's pretty vicious. I'm a little bit biased because Lycone was my very first S rank character off the standard banner, so I used him a lot. But I do agree with you. I think like Lighter's, I keep coming back to animations. I think Lycone's animations are cool. I think Lighter's animations, you can feel the hits, and like you can feel the way he like throws himself and everything in a way that I think that's really interesting, and I like it a little bit more.
You have the full brawler versus the like practiced martial artist that is Lycone, where he's a lot more deliberate and like controlled, where Lighter was more of like, I just learned how to punch people and I just kept punching them.
He just scraps. I do wonder if we've got like to your point, feels very controlled. I wonder if we'll end up getting like an alternate Lycone one time that's like
Feral
Lycone Unchained. Yeah,
Lycone Unchained.
like feral.
Yeah.
Like completely just like, oh, I do have hands, and just ruining. Like I think that could be really cool. I think Lighter just edges it out.
Yeah.
Narratively though, I think Lighter's story is cool. It is a puddle compared to how much they've milked Lycone for.
Yeah.
And I don't think that's going to stop anytime soon.
Yeah, no, Lycone. I think even if we ignored this current, not actually a chapter, just the sub-chapter, that Hugo was part of.
Yeah.
Lycone was basically the leader of his part with Victoria Housekeeping. So he was already an important member from just being the Victoria Housekeeping. So I think that the fact that now they have this extra backstory with him being involved, I think he easily...
He takes that.
Yeah, I think he easily takes over Lighter. Because like you said, Lighter was cool, but he really wasn't even part of Tour de Inferno. He was more... He had like a side story afterwards.
Yeah. He's interesting. They can play with him, and we see this a lot because we're about to do the next pairing. Some of the Sons of Caledon did not need to be deep characters because the story was about their faction as a group. So they were allowed to be, I'm the sleepy one that drives a truck, and I'm the one that has fire, and I'm the one that punches. Like, that was okay because it's what the story needed.
It reminds me of like the first Guardians of the Galaxy movie.
Okay.
Where like they're introducing him. They're like, this is Rocket Raccoon. He's a talking raccoon. We're moving on to the next character. Versus the other Marvel movies where they're like, this movie is about Captain America. We're going to deep dive Captain America.
Yeah, we're going to get all into Captain America.
Get into America's
I have to edit that too.
No, Eric, let it hang out. Just let it live.
Round 5.
Round 5. Rena versus Bernice.
This one is fascinating because Bernice is bae.
Bernice is bae, but
Bernice is bae.
Combat potential. Honestly, it's tough.
If we are ranking Rena as a Mindscape 0, it's not tough. If we're ranking her as a Mindscape, is it 2?
Mindscape 1. Just Mindscape 1 is where she starts being really good. So if you get your
second copy, she still, even with Mindscape 1, feels a little clumsy to me. But Bernice
doesn't feel clumsy because you never play as her.
You never have to play as her. And she's also been like, unless something's Fire Week, there's somebody out now who kind of does her job, but more impactfully. Because Bernice is a slow burn of damage versus these bursts of damage that the current game modes want. I will say I have used Bernice a heck of a lot more than Rena, but you've used Rena a lot, and so I'm not going to fight you too hard.
Yeah,
depending on which way you want to go.
For me, well, and this is the problem is I don't know anything really about good matchmaking comp, but I do know Rena fits really well as a support. For like she pops up, throw at her bang boos, and they just or her puppets, and they sit on someone, and you do increased damage. So I get her on the field a lot, because she'll be paired with. She's my backup when Ashra Yao is used for something else. So if we're talking about Shiyu defense or the boss rush that I can never remember the name of,
Deadly Assault.
Yeah, Deadly Assault. If Ashra Yao, she gets loaned out, and then Rena is my jump in. Bernice only shows up when I play my Jane Doe Caesar Bernice comp.
So that's fair.
For
when
me,
we're talking about comps,
Rena as a support, she edges out because she's easier to slot into a spot where you just want a support.
Yeah, I mean, like she really shines on like when she can buff someone who either does electric damage or really wants pen ratio. Because she's like our only... I think right now, and maybe I'm wrong, she's the only one who buffs pen ratio in the game. So maybe that alone edges her out combat-wise because she provides something different.
Yeah.
This hurts my heart because I love Bernice.
Oh, like, I absolutely... yeah, but...
she's precious to me.
Because you look at... Like, I've got Rena pulled up. So it increases... it increases pen ratio by 25% of Rena's up to 30%. And then let me look at her Mindscape. The
Mindscape, the first one, it makes it so her puppets stay out for an additional 5.5 seconds before they come back. And it buffs what her core passive does. Really what matters is that extra 5.5 seconds. Because I think without it, they're out there for a total of 6 seconds.
Yeah, so it does it makes it so
sweaty.
Much easier.
It's a really sweaty play style using her.
But yeah, especially if we're looking at, like you said, Bernice right now, she does
Yeah.
fire damage. We have access to fire damage if you don't have Bernice. You don't have an access to a support that can give you 30% more pen for 11 seconds.
Off-field fire damage is harder to find, but your point still stands, and I think I agree with you, unfortunately. I do think Bernice is in a really good place to be. She could be tweaked, like they've talked about doing with old characters, really easily to become a much more active character, and I think she would really benefit from that. But where we're at right now, I mean, I don't have Rena, and that bums me out. Like, because not only do I want her, I want 2 copies of her.
Yeah.
Because she could still be viable, and I just don't. I think you're right. I think Rena beats out Bernice in terms of combat, even though, and I know people listening, Bernice's damage is nothing to scoff at. Fire weak enemies, or a time where you can use her, like when she can pop off field, she can do a lot of damage, but it's not as flexible as Rena is. Aesthetics.
Ooh.
Bernice has a song.
Bernice
it's
has
everyone's favorite song.
Bernice has a song that was so popular they released was it a 1 hour or a 10-hour cut of it?
I think we got both.
Yeah. Rena,
she's nothing but visuals. Like, she's nothing but vibe.
She is the definition, because she literally has nothing going on upstairs other than burn. She is
been fire.
She's just burn. She's pure. I'm waiting for when they do a story moment with her where she gets like super like deep and empathetic or something, and you're like, oh my god, like
what happened?
You're like, oh, she's actually there. She just chooses to be happy. Rena, I like. I like Rena's sadistic made with puppets.
Mm-hmm.
I think she
it doesn't hold a spooky candle to Bernice. Like the like wax leather as like outfit, the pinup girl pose when she uses her ult and shoots fire on things. Like, Bernice is like animations and everything, even though she's not on the field as much. Like, I just think I think Bernice wins it, and Rena has a flying dress, but we have somebody else who can do that now too. So like, aesthetic creep has shown up.
Yeah.
Somebody's going to do some math one day and be like, wow, they just picked whoever showed the most skin every time. And that may be true.
That's not true. You, in fact, picked Hugo over Grace. Hugo shows no tum-tum, and Grace is all tum-tum.
They're going to be like, Brian only... So now we're in story. And I don't think either of them have a lot of story.
No.
Rena did have they both had a character, like a videotape story. I thought Rena's was better. It was more interesting. I thought they spent more time on her character. They're both support characters, but like, as we've already kind of talked about, Bernice's story is, I choose to be happy in a dangerous world. Have a drink. Set it on
fire. Bernice.
That's it. And it's amazing, and we love her for it. Like, we love Bernice because of the simplicity, and like, she feels like she's gonna be really good to bring back for events and things, because she can just bring a fun vibe to it without having to like complicate narrative.
Yes.
I think Rena wins story, and that bums me out.
Yeah. No, I didn't expect Bernice to lose in her first
know.
matchup.
I knew it was going to happen. I didn't think it would be so soon.
Yeah. Next matchup, Soldier 11 versus Qing Yi. This one I think is another interesting matchup. So first we have combat potential. Soldier 11.
Yep.
I think
fire damage, but completely
overshadowed by Evelyn.
Overshadowed by Evelyn. I think Soldier 11 played really well, is really fun, because of the way that she has that like hidden mechanic where you can get fire attack even if you're not using her ult or special by timing it right. I think that's really cool. I also think there's a reason no other character has had that in their kit, because it's not sustainable unless you are like really sweaty or really good with it. I've used Soldier 11 a number of times for a while, and she's not complicated, but she's never clicked the same way.
My Soldier 11 is... You know what? Actually, just for the meme.
Yeah.
Give me 1 second.
What's your Soldier 11 at? Because I built mine somewhat. What's your Soldier? Really, the question is, what's your Soldier 11 Mindscape? Because mine's 3. Oh no.
What is my Soldier? Let me pull her up real quick.
Yeah.
My Soldier 11 is at Mindscape 2.
Okay.
And
What level is she?
for the memes, I just made her level 11. So she has never.
Okay.
I have never used her other than story mission things where they have you play a trial version of her.
I think one of the things we see here is the difference in longevity between a DPS and a stunner character. Because even though like Ching-Yi is not the best stunner in the game in most situations,
especially
she has
now
more,
with Trigger.
Yeah,
Trigger overshadowed Ching-Yi, but
with Trigger and Lighter, yeah.
But you still have. You can take a sub-opt. You would rather take a suboptimal stunner in most cases, as long as they're not completely awful, versus a suboptimal DPS and an amazing stunner.
I mean, we can keep painting it, but Ching-Yi wins combat.
Yeah.
She's better, more teams. She's more consistent. We have a lot of these to do, so we're just gonna keep rolling.
Yep.
Aesthetic.
This one's a little tricky.
This is a little bit trickier because I know what my gut said, but then I thought about it.
Okay.
My gut was like it's Ching-Yi because I think Ching-Yi is more interesting to look at, and I like the android thing going for her, and I really like I mean, it's always going to come back to animations to me. I think Soldier 11 squared off blade is really cool. I think I really like how much they've leaned into Soldier 11 being a soldier. So all of her animations are clean and efficient for the most part. She has some flipping around, but like it's clean and direct, and it does the job she wants to do. But I think it's because of that, Ching-Yi is a lot flashier.
Yes.
And so like on aesthetically, I definitely think she's more interesting, and animation wise,
Eric.
Yeah.
Eric, you can't pick Ching-Yi.
Is that one you were gonna pick?
No, it's because she's showing her tum tum, and we'll never fight the allegations of whoever she's.
It doesn't count.
Technically, is she showing skin if she's an android? We don't know what her skin is made out of.
She's showing robot.
She's showing robot.
So I'm just gonna I mean I like Soldier 11. I find her charming. I like that she has a cat. I just think Ching-Yi is a more interesting character on that front.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Do you agree?
Her three section staff is really cool.
It's cool.
Yeah, and I think personality wise, she's fun. She's like very straight laced, but also silly. But like she has a British sense of humor where she's just very dry when she makes her jokes.
It's very dry, yes, and very direct. And I think she's. I'm sorry, Soldier 11 people. I can't argue for Soldier 11.
Soldier 11 does like noodles.
She likes noodles. So when we talk about part 3, noodle aficionado, I think she wins handily.
Oh, Eric, did you also notice in our bracket, Soldier 11 is in the 11 spot?
I did see that. How cool is that?
Oh my god, I can't believe she lost.
That was not on purpose. Well, we have to do stories still.
Story-wise.
But I'm inclined to go with Soldier 11 because she's been there more consistently, and she's been used as a vector for new things happening. Because she was our access point to, like, not just the other Obel Squad stuff, but she was also the access point to the camp where you go to farm disk drives and everything. What's it called?
You got this, Eric.
The location. I've got this. I'm thinking really hard. Give me a sec. Think.
As I say that,
Scott Outpost.
My bell is literally standing in Scott Outpost, and I was just gonna man. I was just letting you just twist on that rope.
just drift in the wind. I think like Ching-Yi's. It's tricky though because I want to say Soldier 11, but Ching-Yi really has been like
she's been in a lot of stuff.
They use her more than they use Ju Yuan when they need a cop to show up to something. Like Ju Yuan's busy, so they have Ching-Yi show up and like.
I think it's
help
also
with like.
They've also both showed up in major story beats twice now. So you had Soldier 11, like you said early on, in the intro, kind of getting us to everything, and then we get her personal character backstory. Then we went into Ching-Yi and Zhu Yuan for their story beat, and then they would like show up at times for events or whatnot. And then Ching-Yi and Zhu Yuan showed up for the conclusion of the Bringer cycle. So they were involved heavily in the main story beat of season 1. And then in this post time where you have Soldier 11 coming back because of Silver Surfer.
Like her
Andy.
attachment to Silver Surfer and to the Surfer, I think that is really interesting. But I think that's interesting because of Anby.
Yeah,
more than it is interesting about Soldier 11.
Because that whole thing was Anby's story, and Soldier 11 was just protected by Anby.
Like, it's cool. It's really interesting. But I think, and I'm tempted to. It doesn't really matter at this point. 'Cause it's already 2 to whatever. But I'm tempted to give it the Chingy sweep.
Yeah.
On this one,
give him the old Chingy sleep.
All right, the Chingy sleep. Okay. We're doing great. I think it's going to go a little bit faster moving forwards because we've talked about some of these characters already.
Yeah.
We'll do round 2, and then we'll do loser round 1.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, because we'll have to kind of, they'll have to be staggered like that anyway.
Yeah. And then by then, we've already talked about a lot of them, so we're going to try not to rehash too much. But if there's somebody you like and we haven't talked to them yet, that's because they are in round 2 paired with somebody who won their first round. They essentially got a bye. Now, if you're looking at our little thing here, Brian, they're not in order necessarily. So we're going to go to match 7, which is Vivian versus Caesar.
Okay. Ooh, this is a tough one.
Yeah. Oh, no.
All right, so combat potential.
Combat potential.
Vivian
is
super strong.
Mm-hmm.
She's brand new. So she's obviously going to be strong.
She's strong.
She's the first ether anomaly.
Yep.
So she fits.
She's like the second ether damage full stop.
Yeah.
We've had other ether characters, but they don't do damage.
Asher Yao does specifically if you do the hollow zero.
Okay, hold on.
Where you use the
That's
weapon.
not what I said. Where you use her laser beam.
Yeah. So
this is tricky because Vivian is really good at what she does and she's specialized. Caesar is pretty good at what she does, but she does a little bit of everything.
Yeah.
Because Caesar to me is what you were saying with Rena for you. If I need a team that I can't use Astra Yao on, I put Caesar on that team.
Yeah.
Because it's a shield, it's an attack steroid. If you can get the right attacks off, especially like things that attack frequently, so like a Hugo boss fight or this new red robot that punches a lot, where you can guarantee some free parries. She does a bunch of stun damage. And for characters who want to be on the field a lot, Caesar is a blessing because it's even more than Vivian. Put on the shield, take a step back.
Yeah.
But I don't know if that outweighs Vivian.
But all right, so here's something we haven't really talked about.
Yeah.
How easy is it to play each of these characters well? Because Caesar is super easy.
That's a good point.
She shows up.
The easiest in the game.
You hit her EX to parry a move, and then she jumps back out of the field. Vivian is really cool and really strong, but she's not someone that you can just pick up and play. Like, you have to spend some time learning. Like, because I'm still
figure her out.
I'm still trying to figure out exactly how to like maximize.
That was in the Discord recently, right? We were like, hey, we like her. I'm not sure I know how to use her.
Yeah, like Vivian feels like one of those. Vivian reminds me a lot of like Zhu Yuan. When I'm like, things are dying, but I don't know if I'm doing this right or if she's just so strong, she's covering up my incompetence.
I agree with you, Brian, because I think Vivian, I'm dealing with, like, I want to treat her like Bernice, and you can't. Because Bernice is like, tag him and forget him. Like, there's a lot more managing. She has more explosive hits. But I think when it comes to the actual ease of play, but also I think we do have to, we have to lean into team building. And Caesar is just so easy to put on any team.
Yeah, I do feel like...
And she's our only big shielder.
Yeah, and like you said, especially a lot of these challenge runs where you can just... When you're doing the tower and you're just like, cool, there is a shield on my DPS. I don't have to worry about them losing health.
I'm good. I can take at least 2 hits on this floor.
Yeah.
I if it were a couple weeks from now and Vivian had been cracked, it might be different. But I want to give it to Caesar for combat.
Yeah, I want to say Caesar.
Okay.
Caesar has easier to pilot, easier to get the full effect of her, and just can slot in a lot easier than Vivian.
She does what she says she's gonna do.
She does.
Uh,
She's the king, baby.
Aesthetic and animations.
This one is tough.
I love Caesar because I love Sword and Shield, but Vivian's bloom is jaw dropping. Like
her
so
her
cool.
effects are beautiful, and
Yes,
she's neat. She whacks people with her umbrella, and then she just floats around.
and her sword and her umbrella. She's got the cool umbrella sword thing.
Yeah.
I really like when you're using her, and I'll probably say this again when we do the actual episode. After you've used her 4 attacks sequence and she's up in the air, when you switch to another character, like she has to do her like homing dive afterwards, and it just looks really cool because it's that whole like being present on the field thing that Caesar doesn't benefit from because she's older. Actually looking at the two of them like straight up,
If I'm looking at character select or even just the menu, like if you're just going between base skill equipment, watching them do their little like kind of parade, Caesar takes it for me.
Yes.
I love Caesar's aesthetic. I'm with you. I love it. This cool punk war, like Badland warlord vibe she's got going. Like you said, sword and shield. Vivian, she's cute and adorable, and especially in like the story, like her reacting to finding out that Belle is Phaethon was adorable.
It was really cute, right?
But if we are
she's got the
if we penalized Ashley Yao, I feel like we got to penalize Caesar, and Caesar's on-field animation, like getting the perfect parry is kind of cool. It's kind of got that little like vacuum effect, but that does not put a candle to Vivian's bloom and just the way her attack animations and everything. So I want to give Vivian the edge in aesthetics.
I agree. I think like she benefits from being a newer character. They've learned more. They've figured out more of what they want to do with character animations.
I also feel like it's the the double-edged sword, where the supporters get the benefit in combat because they're so easy to just slide into teams, but they lose points because they don't really have cool animations when you're actually playing them because they're not the person that's going to be sitting on the field.
Exactly. I think I agree with you. I think Vivian takes aesthetic. It's close, but I think Vivian takes aesthetic. Lore and story. I know Vivian is like when kind of alongside Hugo as the star for the most recent stuff. Caesar was
the star
the entire tour.
Yeah, she was the star of her own chapter. Like
she runs her whole crew.
I think that was
she's like
Tour de Inferno. I think, like we've talked about in previous ones, I think that was the chapter where they realized if they didn't change something with Belle and second manager, they were going to get completely overshadowed because the entire
we don't need them.
The entire chapter was just Caesar running her gang, being super cool, doing a heroic death race.
Yeah. Self-sacrifice. Like she's kind but also stern. Like she does all the things she needs to do. You were just saying it before we started recording. Like that was one of the first chapters that were like, was it short or was it just so compelling we played through it quickly?
Yeah.
And I think a lot of that was carried by Caesar.
Yeah. And I mean, they clearly they know the Sons of Caledon are like fan favorites because they show up a lot over and over.
They're everywhere.
And this is just an aside, but the way Caesar texts is adorable because you can.
It's amazing.
She like doesn't text properly, and you can tell she wants to.
She's trying so hard. I want to give it to Caesar, man.
Lore. It's also tough because I don't want to talk too much about lore.
Yeah.
Because we haven't finished. I haven't finished her story, so I don't know how actually impactful everything Vivian is to the story. And again, this is a True de Inferno was Caesar's story.
Yeah.
This story is a Lycone Hugo story with Vivian included.
Vivian's our window to the narrative, right? But the narrative is Lycone and Hugo. Let's give it to Caesar, man. We love you, Vivian.
Hail to the king.
Let's submit that. What's our next one? See, that was round
7. So number 8, we have Miyabi versus Harumasa. A hand battle.
Oh no!
I don't know how this is going to be.
How fast are we going to do this?
This is going to be a quick, clean slaughter. I have a feeling.
Let me pull up the scoring. Let's clear through it. Let's just go ahead and say that we are cool with Harumasa. Everyone got a free S rank.
Yeah,
he's neat.
Honestly,
Miyabi is a void hunter.
Miyabi is hands down probably the strongest. The amount of iframes, the amount of damage, the fact that she just makes other strong anomaly characters stronger.
Yep. She can do it on her own.
Yeah.
In a hard tower level, you just put Miyabi with Caesar and Astra. Yeah. You just do it.
Miyabi is basically, unless she is hands down unless something has an ice resistance.
Yeah.
Like she can take it down.
I mean, let's not belabor it. Miyabi wins.
Yeah.
Wins the combat part. We'll talk about her more when she gets to some more challenging pairings, but we all know how busted Miyabi is. Aesthetics, I mean, purely visually, they're a little bit similar because they're both hand.
Yeah.
Miyabi's animations are cool.
Miyabi,
cool.
They knew what they were doing. Miyabi is a main character among main characters. Harumasa.
I think the other thing we're gonna run into, Brian, and like not to just like run through it too quickly, is I don't know about you, I've not spent that much time actually playing with Harumasa, so like I can't even defend him that well. I think he's got some cool animations.
He's kind of
cool, but he's sweaty.
He's a little clunky to play.
Yeah,
like he is. For me, he came out. You got him after Yanagi's banner. So for me, I was like, I already have my electric damage dealer.
I've got this.
But I mean, you play a good amount of him, especially if you play through his story. And I don't. He's not amazing. He doesn't feel amazing to play. He's kind of a little weird and wonky. Miyabi,
and also at Soldier Zero, Anbi exists. Which, if you've got her, there's no reason to touch Harumasa.
Yeah, Harumasa absolutely. Like they sandwiched him between two really strong electric characters.
Yeah,
which is probably why they gave him out for free.
Which is why we got him for free. Narratively, I think Harumasa's like illness and the way he's coping with that is very interesting.
Miyabi has a soul-stealing sword.
She's got a soul-stealing sword. She got a whole chapter about her, like the whole lore about like the Void Hunters in general, but also like her being the youngest Void Hunter. Like all of that is super interesting. And we'll talk about it when we get to her next pairing. Let's call it, I think Miyabi sweeps.
Yeah. This was a Michael Jordan versus Steve from the YMCA matchup.
Yeah, exactly.
All right.
Match number 9.
Speaking of Silver Soldier Ambi.
This one's not as easy.
We have Ambi versus Astra Yao.
Yeah.
So we've got...
Okay. Anbi versus Astra Yao. Combat potential is tricky because we've already established Astra Yao does everything on every team. Anbi's the best electric attacker we have right now. But
I think Astra Yao is going to be difficult to unseat for combat / team potential.
She's going to be tough to beat. Yeah.
Because even if we say they're equal in just their individual combat potential, the fact that Astra Yao can fit onto any team, I think, carries her hard.
Let's keep going. We'll come back to Soldier Zero or Anbi when we get to other pairings if need be. Or she'll win this. Aesthetic is tricky. I really like Soldier 11's stuff.
Well, not even Soldier 11. I like Anbi's stuff.
Sorry, Anbi's. I saw Soldier and started talking.
For me, Ambi takes it.
Okay.
As we talked about in the Discord, she's got the Lady Maria from Bloodborne vibes with the two swords that go into one sword and is really cool and awesome. Her the way she like is on field,
the dashes,
the super flashy dashes and everything. Throwing the sword around.
And just the way she looks, man. Like I think the soldier outfit looks really neat. Like she's got this mixture of like cute but also cool. I think she shows less skin than Astra Yao, so we can break our streak a little bit. it's a little bit less, but it's a little bit less. I think this is where being an attacker benefits her because she has a lot more flashy animations.
Yeah.
Story and narrative impact
is tricky.
I like Anby's narrative more as a standalone piece. I think it's really interesting. It gave us some of the darker moments in the game so far. I think that was really cool. I think in terms of the overall narrative and faith in story, Astra Yao comes out on top.
Here's the tricky thing.
Yeah.
And this is the only character it applies to. Do we separate Ambi and Soldier Zero Ambi's
I think we
story?
have to stay with Soldier Zero Ambi because I want to keep the realm open for us to do A ranks one day. So let's only just as Soldier. Like I think we can lean into like learning her backstory was interesting and like we know her or knew her as the present. But I don't want to do too much credit to Ambi that's not attached to Silver Soldier.
Well, if we're doing that, then Ambi's kind of dead in the water because she doesn't really have... She has no narrative impact. Because all of her narrative impact is as A-rank Ambi.
Right. She's cool as a balance to Nicole in like the story. If it hurts me because I think Soldier Zero, like Ambi's character story was my favorite so far, I think.
So I'm fine giving Astra Yao narrative, but I want there to be an official caveat that if we included Ambi and Soldier Zero Ambi, I think Ambi takes it for story and narrative. But if we're not including her A rank, then Astra Yao definitely gets it.
It's so tricky.
I mean,
what do you think, man?
I think
Astra?
Yeah, I think we can give it to Astra.
Okay. I don't like it, but I get it. Like I like Soldier Ambi a lot. I keep seeing her name and saying it every other way I can.
I was just thinking that. I don't know if we've said her name the same way twice.
Okay.
This is
match 10.
Here's another tricky one.
Yeah.
Trigger versus Evelyn.
Trigger versus Evelyn.
Combat.
We haven't talked about Trigger yet. We have talked about Evelyn.
Yeah, we've talked about Evelyn being a strong fire DPS. Trigger being an amazing off-screen stunner.
Yep. That can fit into most teams. Like, she's very flexible because of what she offers as a stunner. It's upside down.
Yeah, I
all she wants is an attack character or someone else who does electrics. Like, way easier to pair her with somebody.
Yeah, she is literally just a stunner. Throw her on a team where you have a DPS and a support, and you are cooking by the books.
And she still does damage.
She does decent damage, yeah.
She does decent because she builds crit. So like she does good, not great damage, but she does good damage. She's a good balance of use her then switch to somebody else, but you also have reason to switch back to her again. I want to give her combat.
Yeah.
I like Evelyn's combat. I like Trigger's more.
Now here's the tricky one. I think definitely give her Trigger.
Yeah.
Has really, really cool animations, which is
but so does Evelyn.
So does Evelyn. Both of them are caked up in tight leather pants, so they are tied on that.
Yep, that's the only metric we've been measuring. Evelyn is an on-field attacker, so she gets those flashies, but
for an
Trigger's over the top.
Well, also, and for an off-field stunner, she shows up when she's doing her off-field things. So, like when she's doing her big pop-offs, she's showing up.
Yeah,
aesthetics.
I like it a lot.
Aesthetics. Yeah. I love the sniper with the jack into the visor because she's blind, and so like that's the only way she can see now. Is like I think that's a really cool.
It's really
vibe.
Cool. It's different. I think like I can't even like default to the fact that I have a thing for blondes. Like this is the duel of the blondes apparently.
Yeah.
I think also I'm dealing with we've had Evelyn for longer, so I'm used to it. Whereas Trigger feels like my new, right? But if we're talking about which character I use when I'm walking around town, it's Trigger. And I think we're going to upset people with this one. because I think this people are going to be like, it's obviously Evelyn. Have you seen her?
No,
my gut says Trigger.
Yeah, no, I want to give Trigger the edge in aura farming too.
Yeah, well, I think it's because to me it's the in combat dashing in and out that just like it adds a new
Also,
a new
I was gonna say just how cool her sniper mode is. Like her like charging her shots and like flipping as she's doing these charges. Like, she's just really cool and silly and over the top for a character that was billed as an off-field sniper. And then you're like, oh, this off-field sniper really likes being in your face.
She's always there. Like the dashing in adds new dimension to the combat. But I think what seals it is that the little indentations on her mask change color to reflect her mood. And that little like design tweak, it adds so much personality to the character, and I think that's really interesting. They've done a lot to make her feel like dynamic and interesting when they've also lost one of like the key pieces of animation, which is like they can't use her eyes. Yeah. So like I think it's Trigger. Yeah. Or I think Trigger's story is interesting. The whole sniper duel arc was very fun.
It was I really liked her personal story.
Yes.
But Evelyn...
It's like Silver, right?
Yeah.
It's like the story was good. However, Evelyn is way more impactful on the narrative. Yeah. Yeah. But I do want to, again, stamp that I really liked Trigger's story. Yeah. And I really, really liked Trigger's promo video where she was in the car with the girl and the teddy bear, and it was really cute.
Oh, I thought you were going to talk about the one where she was being like tortured. I was like, you are a sick man.
Oh no, man, no, dude. The happy one. I think it's 2-1 Trigger.
Yeah, I think Trigger gets it.
Oh, we just lost some people. I'm sure. Okay, we're doing this now. This one, Kaleda versus Hugo. Yep. This one's gonna be tricky because you haven't played with Hugo much. I do think Kaleda being a stunner gets on more teams. I think Hugo does more damage. I also think
Kaleda is overshadowed by Lighter. You pick Kaleda if you don't have Lighter. If you do have Lighter, you don't pick Kaleda.
I think that's 100% it, and I think that's the only thing in her favor. I think combat has to go to Hugo. I like how easy Kaleda is to use, but one of her key, the neat things about her kit is that she does something different if Ben's on your team. At this point in the game's lifespan, Ben's probably not on your team. Yeah. It's not going to happen. So I think just that, and then that alone, I think it's got to be Hugo for combat potential. Yeah. Aesthetics?
It's all Kaleda for me.
Gremlin. It's Kaleda. Yeah, I mean, this one's a little bit trickier for me because I do have a soft spot for Hugo. Obviously.
Yeah, like Hugo is kind of cool.
He's hot. I mean, cool. Yeah, cool. Cool.
But Kaleda being a tiny, fiery, jagged teeth little gremlin with a giant hammer, but also a heart of gold.
2 big hammers. Yeah. We always like a weapons akimbo situation.
Yeah, for me, the aesthetic is hands down Kaleda. I love her voice actor with that just tiny bit of like...
they changed her, right?
Did they?
Yeah, they got a new voice actor in. She's a lot more... she's a lot less raspy, unfortunately.
I was going to say...
doing a good job.
I was like, I loved the rasp.
Yeah, I know, but voice actor drama is going to be voice actor drama. Either way, I think... And this is something we haven't brought up before, but if you saw the two of them standing on the street, on 6th Street, one of them might pass as an NPC, and the other one's Kaleda. Yeah. Right? Like, Kaleda, I love Hugo's aesthetic, and I will fight for Hugo's aesthetic all day, but I think Kaleda is so interesting and different.
Just looking at her with her metal teddy bear ears and her little cowlick of hair that is in the shape of a flame. Like, they so cool. They were cooking with her. So I give my aesthetic vote to Kaleda.
I'm not going to argue with you on that. Story.
This one This one
is tricky because they're equal.
they are equal.
They feel equal to me.
She's the head of Bellabog, so she was kind of the head of that story.
Yeah.
Her dad was directly involved in that first
our access to sacrifices.
Yeah, that first sacrifice during the fall of old Eridu.
Yeah.
She showed up again for the Bringer fight.
Yeah.
So like she's definitely
you keep bringing up the Bringer fight, and I think that's a really good point. In that, like, Hugo is kind of our bridge to the next narrative piece. So what we've seen is recent and very interesting and really well structured, and he goes through the ringer in part 2. But I think, like, narrative impact, Kaleda shaped that whole arc, and they continue to show up again.
Yeah.
And also watching her kind of like, I'm a sucker for narratives about like dads, and watching her like come to terms with like her dad and like what her dad was doing,
and realizing
like,
that he didn't
abandon
her.
Yeah, that tugs deep at the heartstrings for me. I think I'm leaning towards Kaleda, but I think Hugo is a more narratively interesting character with where we're at now in the game's story.
Yeah.
I just don't think it outweighs
the impact
the weight of the work she's done already.
Yeah.
I want to give it to Kaleda.
Yeah, so I think
2-1.
Kaleda takes that 2-1.
Yeah. All right.
Next one is Zhu Yuan versus Lighter.
Oh boy. All right. Zhu Yuan versus Lighter. Combat potential is going to be tricky. It's again these attackers versus DPSs. But I also think Zhu Yuan is somebody we've talked about in other episodes.
If I want to be honest, I don't even really want to fight for Zhu Yuan for combat. Like,
I think you're right.
I love her, but playing her,
I love her. Yeah, she convinced you to play the game.
but that was the aesthetic. Playing her, I think they leaned into like the heavy fighting game style of trying to like weave in your moves with your shoots and everything, and she can be really good and strong.
She's fun when you do it right, but it takes a lot more work.
And I think especially now with Vivian being accessed, so now we have access to a stronger ether type.
Yeah.
I want to say combat potential goes to Lighter pretty easily.
I think you're right. I think Zhu Yuan has potential to do a lot of damage. I think she really wants a good team around her, and I think she really wants some like very careful gameplay that neither of us are very good at. So there's the star next to this one saying like, if we were better at the game, this might be a different conversation. But also, like as we've said earlier, Lighter fits in. If you do ice or fire, you want Lighter.
Yeah.
Full stop. Aesthetics, I mean, it's caked up cop, dude.
It's cake cop.
It's cake cop. I mean, the dashing and like the posing during her shots and being all over the place, and like I like the assembling the big gun thing. And then just in story beats, her being the hyper competent cop who is an absolute train wreck. Like her video where she was trying to shoot the promo for the police department and she couldn't do any of it right, and then she goes and like stops a bank robbery and everything, and like just her whole aesthetic I love. Like I said, she's literally the reason I started playing this game. So if I don't give her that, play the game. We've said what we can say about Lighter, and we'll stand by what we said about Lighter, but I think like pure visual aesthetics, I think she is more interesting. Just like the way that she's been designed is very interesting to me. And she also gives off this, like, because of the police thing, she gives off like a slight Astral Chain vibe, which I really like, which is a game that no one's played, but I really enjoyed. So I'm going to give her aesthetic as well. Story, I think we talked a little bit about story. I think this is another place where Lighter's not being the star of his show kind of gets in the way.
Yeah, with Zhu Yuan, they had the interlude, so they weren't a full chapter, so they had a quick little interlude. But
she's been present.
She's shown up a lot, and again, she was really important to the Bringer storyline because like she was close with Bringer. She saved Faithin from getting grabbed by the police. Like, and she shows up a lot in the story, and not just in like random events. She shows up again and again in the story.
I think what really is sealing it for me is that when she found out that Belle and Winston are Faithin, like that shook their relationship, and it still hasn't been forgiven.
Yeah.
Like she's processing it still, but I saw it somewhere and I'd have to find it again. Like the way she talks to us is different than how she used to talk to us.
It's guarded.
And I think that is so compelling to me. And like it creates these opportunities for hopefully that gets better, but maybe it doesn't.
And you
right?
also have her dealing with her own internal moral like difficulty of she's a police and she's knowingly helping a criminal.
Yes.
Even though the criminal's doing it for good, she's still helping a criminal. And so like we're like Cheng Yi, she's just like, yeah, all right, I'm honestly I'm cool with it. Zhu Yuan is doing it. And then Zhu Yuan also has a direct tie to Miyabi. So again, that's just another thing where she's like Zhu Yuan is not going to disappear from the narrative anytime soon, I don't think.
Correct.
Whereas
she can come back. She has to come back.
It's like if Leiter didn't show up again in the main story, you wouldn't really notice because he's not really been involved to begin with.
Exactly. Okay. Next is
Jane.
We've got 2 more matches and we'll have talked about everybody.
Yes. That things should go quicker then. Jane Doe versus Rena.
Jane Doe v. Rena. Combat potential.
Even now, Jane Doe is an absolute monster.
She's a powerhouse, and she is our physical damage dealer.
Yes.
She is like, yeah.
Yeah, I was going to say, yeah, just she's still super strong. She has not been power crept like we kind of thought she maybe would. Again, it helps that
in general content, maybe, but like if something's weak to physical, it's a Jane Doe time.
Yeah. She fits in pretty easily with teams. Basically, any double anomaly team at this point, you can kind of just pick and choose whichever flavors you want.
She just wants an anomaly person and someone else. Yeah. Like could be Aster Yao, could be Caesar, could be Rena, could be Alice even. Like it just somebody that can buff her up so she can spend time on field. And she is like still my go-to for someone who wants to be on field for a long time.
And she's got that double dodge. Being able to dodge extra is still really nice.
It's huge. It's massive. And yeah, I think I want to give it to Jane Doe.
Yeah.
Combat.
I think Rena is good because she's a support, but she is overshadowed by other supports, whereas Jane Doe is not overshadowed by any other physical dealer. And
and it's the flexibility to be with any anomaly.
Yeah.
Like she benefits from Vivian. She benefits from Bernice. Like pick your poison.
And like I think it benefits that when you're running anomaly teams, you're looking for 2. So she's not fighting for the single slot like supports are fighting for their single support slot.
Yeah. Aesthetic.
We love ourselves a bisexual mouse.
I love the bisexual rat lady so much.
She's like the dichotomy between the super cute and innocent like cover story and then like the sadistic femme fatale.
I mean, like it's all the little design details too, like the rips in the tights and like the thick boots, so she's always like on her toes.
How did
I
hear all 3 of those C's when you said thick?
Thick. You heard me, man.
Thick boots.
She hooks her thumbs on the buckles on her vest.
Yeah.
So like it looks comfy, but she's also doing like rat pose. Like it's seductive and cute and cool all at the same time, and it all makes sense for the character. And we haven't even talked about animations yet.
Yeah,
which are incredible.
She was the first character I was not completely sold on when she released, and then I played her through her story interlude.
Yeah.
And playing her as like just a playstyle is so much fun. She's so cool, and the fact that she's like ice skating with knives.
It's so cool. She's who I would go to if maybe her or Miyabi. If I was trying to sell somebody on this game based on like the combat feeling like a fluid like experience.
Yeah.
it would be her, because like the dodging and then she powers off her dodges and like you're moving back and forth and she's spinning and it's really quick and just looks really flashy and good while still being like very responsive, which is maybe bridging back into combat. But like the aesthetics are on point. She wraps her tail around her leg. She spins knives everywhere.
She's got knives on the end of her tail. Like everything about her is just cool.
And she hasn't gotten boring to me yet. Like, we've had her for a long time, and it's still like I look forward to the opportunity to use Jane again because of the way she moves, the way she plays, and the way she looks. As cool as Rena is, I don't think she holds a spooky candle to Jane Doe. Narratively as well, I think is tricky for Rena. This is a tough match for Rena.
I think
Jane,
she didn't get a full story, but she got her whole interlude. And
that interlude had huge ramifications in a meta context for the game, because that was when they started going, oh, we could tell integrated stories from character perspectives. That was our first time of not playing as Belle or Wyatt, right?
Yeah, and also basically she's what broke TV mode. When
she is.
When people like, I would rather walk around as the character and interact than have a picture of them through TV run around and talk to things.
No, I think she.
Yeah, and
her story, like, it set so many things up. It was all cool. Rena continues to be relevant, but she's relevant in the context of
Lycone,
Victoria housekeeping in Lycone.
So yeah, I think that was a clean sweep by our little rat
easy
lady.
One. Jane Doe moves on.
And then our last matchup for round 2, Ellen versus Ching Yi.
Ellen versus Ching Yi is not one I would have predicted.
Ellen
is due for some combat improvements.
We
have not so far rated characters based solely on what they can do in Hollow Zero or whatever it's called.
Yeah.
Taking base form Ellen.
If Hollow Zero Ellen was how you played her, this would be a different story.
Totally.
But with Miyabi and Hugo like as characters fitting the ice damage, there's, compared to Ching Yi, who is still a stunner, you will find more room for Ching Yi in spots than you will Ellen.
Yes.
Especially now. Well, Ellen is still she's not even a standard character.
No, she's not.
So
she was the first. We're talking about, she was the first
banner, but not on the standard banner. So you don't even have like you might have her more than you'll have any of the other ones. She is fighting in the exact same battlefield as Miyabi and Hugo, and Ching Yi is a stunner, and stunners will find more spots than a low grade ice damage dealer. Yep.
I think it's, like Ellen can pump out some damage, but it takes a lot of setup and careful management. And it just, like you said, it's competing in it's difficult when you need to do like 18 steps to get damage from Ellen when Miyabi's like, hold attack.
Miyabi's like, I was on field and something just, it killed itself because it didn't want to deal with me.
Oh, he died.
Aesthetics. I want to give it to Ellen. I think Ellen is more interesting.
Yeah.
I think her, again, the bitey teeth, raspy voice lisp thing is hilarious and cute. I like her swords, or her scissor spear over Ching Yi's weapon.
She, like, I don't normally go for the schoolgirl look, but I do like the chonky tail, like with the stuff on it. I like the scissors. Her animations feel like it feels good when they hit. Right? Like it's a very...
She feels like a shark in the water when you get it to work right.
Mm-hmm. That sprint is sick.
Yeah.
Like, the sprint is cool.
Ching Yi she's kind of boring when you actually play her, because you basically, you click enough times until she goes into her staff spam, and then you just hit that until everything is ready to get stunned, and then you whack them.
Yeah. I do want to give aesthetics to Ellen, I think.
Yeah. Narrative impact.
Also, she has Bite, and the song Bite's very good, and my son likes it. Narrative impact. I think what we've found is that people in Lycone's sphere end up deferring to Lycone. because he is so competent in terms of like narrative weight. So like Ellen is very interesting. She's part of Victoria housekeeping, which means this is about like right?
Yeah, and I think, like you said before, Ching Yi, while she is paired with Zhu Yuan, she shows up more often by herself than Ellen does in a lot of times. Or because most of the time when you run into Ellen, it's her in some form connected to school. And like she doesn't show up like to really advance much of the narrative like Ching Yi does, because Ching Yi is a cop and was helping them with their investigations and stuff.
Yeah, and she can like talk to robots and whatever. I do think like I think Ching Yi wins this. I think Ellen does give us this opportunity to ZZZ's been really good about balancing weight and levity, right? And so her being like just trying to like have a job, like trying to keep a scare quotes normal job and just be a normal student while also being what she is, I think it introduces really interesting and like well earned like moments of respite within the narrative of ZZZ, and helps remind us that like, yes, there's big dramatic things happening, there's sacrifices and there's all this other stuff, but also people are just trying to live and get by, and like maintaining your friendships is also an important part of life. So like I think that's really valuable. And I think Ellen, like we need characters who do bring that level
Eric,
of like
your school teacher's coming out.
Am I just talking?
I just meant you were waxing poetic about like childhood and balancing, and I was like, oh, this guy is such a teacher right now.
He's such a big nerd.
He's
like
talking. It felt like you were giving Ellen a speech about her future as like a student with a part-time job.
You have an opportunity, okay? You have to apply yourself, but if you do, I would be happy to write a recommendation for you. I think like that's important, but Ching Yi is just more narratively impactful.
Yeah.
Ching Yi 2, Ellen 1.
Yeah.
I'm gonna stand up.
I was gonna say, do we want to take like a 5-minute break? It's been almost 2 hours. I gotta use the bathroom.
Yeah, let's take a 5-minute break,
all right,
and then we'll jump into it.
Cool. I'm just gonna leave it.
Hey everybody, jumping in real quick to kind of put a pause on this experience for the end of episode 1 of this. We will be back in 2 weeks for the second episode. 2 weeks, that'll be May 29th for the second half of our knockout round. We hope you've enjoyed what we've done so far. We're having a lot of fun with it. I'm obviously recording this after the fact. It gets buck wild, y'all. But really quickly, if you enjoy what we do, as always, like, subscribe, follow, comment on your podcatchers. That's really how podcasts get noticed and they get attention. And that's how, if somebody decides to do what you probably did, which is Google ZZZ podcast, that's how we kind of filter up to the top of those search results. So people find what we do and they enjoy it, hopefully. If you haven't done so, please feel free to join our Discord server. It is in the show notes underneath. It's a great little community. It's a lot of fun. It's also one of the only ways to like engage with people. Like we're on Blue Sky. There's a link. We have an email. There's a link. But for the most part, the Discord's the way to reach us. If there's things you want us to talk about, if we said something wrong, I have a feeling that this episode may end up encouraging a lot of conversation in the Discord channel, because I'm sure Brian and I were very wrong. But join if you want to. It's a cool place to be. Again, part 2 is coming out in 2 weeks. We'll see you again on May 29th. All right. Bye, y'all. Thank you. Bye.